Welcome back to another episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show. What's up, everybody? Welcome, Pipeline Podcast in the house. Round of applause from the live studio audience for Pipeline Podcast and for Jake Thomas. What up, Jake Thomas? Good to see you in here. All right, boys, let's kick the show started right away. If you're new to the show, if you're new to Bitcoin, trying to figure out what the heck this is, what Bitcoin's all about, why we save in Bitcoin, welcome to the show. Feel free to leave a comment if you're watching the replay, or a comment if you're watching the live stream. All beginner questions are welcome. I'm here to help beginners, help new people to Bitcoin understand what it is, how you can save in it, how you will hold it, and why you should save in it, okay? This is not financial advice. It's just me sharing the journey of stacking and getting to one whole Bitcoin on the show, little by little, by saving in Bitcoin every weekday, Monday through Friday, okay? So that is what we do here. This is your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. My name is Roman. Let's get the show started with the first segment of the evening, or the afternoon, I guess. The Bitcoin Strength. Today, the price of Bitcoin is $100,038.81. You can buy 999 Satoshis for a single dollar. Not even 1,000 for a single dollar. You can buy 999 Satoshis today for a single dollar. What is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar is made up of 100 cents, a Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. Why is that important? It's important because you should know that you don't need to buy a whole Bitcoin for $100,000 right off the bat. You can start slow. You can start with $1, $5, $10, $20, whatever you feel comfortable with. If you spend $1, you'll get 999 Satoshis, right? If you spend 1 penny, if you're walking down the street minding your own business, you look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day, that penny will be worth 9.99 Satoshis, 10 Satoshis. The price is going up and down, so that's about right. There it is. At $100,000 Bitcoin, you're going to get 999 Satoshis for a single dollar. And that is the Bitcoin strength. My background looks so bare right there without my jacket up there. We need to put something up here, guys. What should we put up there? What should we put on the wall? All right. That is the Bitcoin strength, brought to you by I don't know. Brought to you by Bitcoiner's Closet. Bitcoin-related apparel, designed and put together by myself. I made these designs, and I sell them. Like the famous Stack Against the Machine shirt. When you can't really rage against the machine, it's probably better to just stack against the machine. Stack Against the Machine, available in black, available in I guess, what is this? What color is this? I don't know, like navy blue, and also in white with black text. That is the Stack Against the Machine shirt, available at bitcoinerscloset.com. Also, if you're gonna orange pill your friends at the pool, you can get these sweet Bitcoin shorts. Bitcoin swim trunks. And finally, what was it? What's the other shirt? What's that shirt? Oh yeah, the Bitcoin hoodie's here too. Bam, Bitcoin hoodie. And you get like a Bitcoin patch, Bitcoin things, a shirt that just says Bitcoin, right? Oh, here's a good one. You can have a Bitcoin repair kit. Bam, you fix your Bitcoin. You fix your keyboard by making the $ on the number 4 key a Bitcoin symbol. See, for future proofing your keyboard, and it comes with a bunch of stickers. They're all different sizes, so you can put them in all kinds of different devices. Right. All right. What else? Here you go. Like this, how I fix my keyboard. Bam! Fix your keyboard. Make it a Bitcoin sign instead of a $sign. And what else? There's another shirt in here. Oh yeah, DCA BTC shirt also available in black gray, and white. Okay, inspired by the AC/DC logo. Here's a DCA to BTC shirt. All right, that is the segment. Oh, I'm just gonna be my own sponsor, guys. It's gonna be my own sponsor. Because any revenue generated from the sale of these shirts or sale of any products from my website, bitcoinerscloset.com, any revenue will be added to our tracking stack, because we're here to get this show to 1 Bitcoin, guys. Okay, whether it's through shirt sales, donations, or just the everyday DCA that we're doing here on the show during our live streams, that is the goal. We're gonna get to 1 Bitcoin. That is the plan. Okay, so let me throw on some background music so I don't feel like I'm talking here to the outer space. There we go. All right, let's get to the comments. Jake Thomas says, "Hey Roman, saw the other day when you said you had popcorn ready for January 20th. I do. I have popcorn ready for January 20th, and not in a good way. Okay, everybody got to vote whatever way they voted. I am not a Trump supporter. I detested the guy. I detest his policies, and his policies are what people voted for, right? He won, no big deal. He won, but now when I say I got my popcorn ready for January 20th, is because people are gonna realize that all the policies he said he was gonna do, right? He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do what people thought he was gonna do, right? He's not gonna be able to lower the price of eggs. He's not gonna be able to lower inflation, right? If anything, if he does put through those tariffs he says he's gonna put through, it's gonna make everything more expensive. It's gonna make everything 25% more expensive if the tariffs are 25% on any imports, right? So when I made that comment on Simply Bitcoin in the chat, it's because there's people in there that are like such hardcore devotees. What do you call them? Like devotees to Trump. That no matter what he says or what he does, they'll always take the side that they think he's doing the right thing, right? And they don't look at it with an objective eye anymore, right? And so reality is going to hit them in the face January 20th when he comes into office and his policies start to take place, right? Like everybody that's like against the Affordable Care Act, right? No, people that are for the Affordable Care Act, but don't understand that Obamacare is the same thing, right? So January 20th, when those benefits that they might be using to even keep them alive get taken away, that's going to be really shocking to somebody that said, "Hey, I voted to end Obamacare, not the ACA," right? And the Affordable Care Act is the same thing, right? Or like, yeah, I can't wait for January 20th when we impose tariffs on China. Yeah, tariffs on Mexico. Yeah, tariffs on whatever, right? Not knowing that the people paying the tariffs are not those countries. The people paying the tariffs are the businesses that are importing the products that have to pay an additional tariff to the U.S. government, right? And those business owners will not take that additional cost and just eat it. They're going to take that additional cost and pass it on to their customers, and their customers are you. Or not you necessarily, but their customers are the people who voted for Trump, right? So they voted for lower prices, and they're going to get 25% minimum higher prices. On top of that, it's going to make products so much harder to import, I guess, where like you're not going to have as much variety of things to buy, because it'll be more difficult for a business to actually make a business out of selling these things, because the profit margins won't be there, right? Or the prices will be just too high, right? And even on products that are not imported, products that are local grown, made in America, whatever, right? When they see the prices of other things are having to sell for, and people are actually willing to pay it, what's going to happen? If you see a guy that's selling coffee for we'll say a coffee shop. We'll do our DCA thing, right? There's a coffee shop. We buy a coffee we're willing to pay $5 a coffee, or $10 for a fancy coffee, right? With like a frappuccino, I don't know, right? And then they say, oh, it costs me this much to import. It costs me 25% more to import my my coffee because it comes from a different country, right? Okay, well, your drink's gonna go up by 25%, right? Your drink's gonna go up by 25%. So and you have a different company that says, oh, we're locally grown coffee. We don't import it. Everything is domestic. We make the paper cups ourselves. We make the paper straws here in-house. We make the coffee. We grow it in our backyard. This is a 100% made in America product and everything. We're going to sell it for, they're not going to sell it for the $10 that they were selling it before. When they see other companies selling their coffee for 25% more, right? They're going to be like, well, shoot, well, if that company is selling the coffee for 25% more, why can't I sell my coffee for 25% more? People are willing to pay it, right? So either way, prices of everything are going to go up, okay? Prices of everything are going to go up. And if you thought the price of eggs was going to go down, you thought the price of gas was going to go down, you're going to find out January 20th. I'm laughing because I think it's ironic that, anyway, but I'm also kind of hurting inside because I know that a vote for Trump and Trump coming into office affects everybody equally, right? So when the prices go up 25%, they're going to go up for me too, and for you, for everybody, right? So who gets affected the most on things like that? Well, people that don't have that much cash, people that are not wealthy, right? The poor people, the middle class people get affected the most, right? So in a way, when I say I'm gonna have the popcorn ready for January 20th, when I made that comment, Jake, it's because you see all the rah for Trump on the Simply Bitcoin chat, and I'm in there just to put an opposing view to that Bitcoin doesn't matter. Bitcoin doesn't care who's in office. Bitcoin doesn't need me, doesn't need you. It doesn't need anybody to keep growing, right? And on Simply, they do, well, Nico especially, he tries to credit everything to Trump, right? Anything that's good, he tries to give credit to Trump, and it just to the point where now it rings hollow and it's untrue. So then it makes me like take everything else they say with a grain of salt, right? So that's where that came from, and so. You can't. It would be like you can't take credit for something that's already going to happen. You know what I mean? Like Bitcoin was doing fine, right? And they try to say like, oh yeah, the administration, the Biden administration is against Bitcoin. They're trying to block it, blah blah. Like what's it called? Choke point 2.0 and all this other stuff. And yeah, that's fine. Let's say that is 100% true. Okay. What has Bitcoin done for the past 4 years? Right? It's like, okay, even if that were true, and there is a systemic thing set up to make Bitcoin fail, it didn't fail, right? It didn't fail without anybody's help. It didn't fail with anybody's help. It continues to exist. It continues to work, right? Because that's where the saying comes from, like TikTok next block. It doesn't matter, right? And just like it doesn't matter, and just like it didn't matter what happened with the last 4 years of Biden's administration, Bitcoin still did its thing, right? It won't matter what Trump does. So when he says that this is like the Trump pump or whatever, right? How come it wasn't calling? How come they're not calling the pump from, where were we, like 25? Not even that, like the 20s or whatever, like back all the way up to 100. The Biden pump, right? Because it doesn't matter to me. All that stuff doesn't matter. What's important is that regardless of who's in office, Bitcoin's gonna keep going up, right? And if Trump decides to do a Bitcoin treasury reserve, that's great. Maybe it'll expedite the adoption curve of Bitcoin a little bit, right? But if he doesn't do a Bitcoin treasury reserve for the United States, like the next guy would, right? They're gonna have to, and it doesn't matter if it's Trump or not. Whoever is in office is gonna have to do a Bitcoin treasury reserve. It's just Bitcoin has gotten to a point where it's so close to mass adoption that ignoring it will be a mistake. So anybody who would be president in the next 4 years, in this case it's Trump, right? They're gonna have to they would have to come to terms with Bitcoin and bend the knee to Bitcoin, not the other way around, right? Bitcoin is gonna continue doing what it does, regardless of who's in office, right? And in spite of who's in office, right? Because anyway, it's gonna be a crazy thing, and I know it's just a completely different tangent than I normally do here on the show, but I wanted to clarify that for Jake, because I do jump on there on Simply's what's it called, show, and I talk a lot of not politics, but I just ask questions. I try to like give Nico's commentary a little bit of a grain of salt. Like, come on, dude, right? Bitcoin is Bitcoin. It exists outside of any individual person, and the blockchain doesn't care who's in office. The blockchain doesn't care who's buying it or not. It's going to continue to put out blocks, and it's just a matter of it's inevitable that Bitcoin will continue to go up because of what it is, the most pristine thing you can own with the limited supply. And no matter who's in office, they're going to print more money, and as long as money keeps getting printed, you're going to get value moving to the better quality assets. In this case, it's Bitcoin, right? All right, let's queue up the Why We Stack segment real quick so we can wrap that part up. Here we go. Why We Stack. Here we go. Here's the updated version of Why We Stack. We stack because when Trump puts in his 25% tariffs on all imports, and the cost of everything that you buy, everything that you do, goes up by 25% when he comes into office. When the price of eggs doesn't go down to $1, and the price of eggs and the price of gas doesn't go down to $1 a gallon, right? You're gonna want to be in Bitcoin, because as the 25% tariffs add 25% of inflation or more, the value of your Bitcoin savings, that'll actually help the value of your Bitcoin savings in a way, because the value that you set aside in Bitcoin is going to retain its purchasing power against all of the inflation that's going to be caused by these tariffs. Bitcoin might drop a little bit in price as a shock of the tariffs first takes effect, but eventually it'll come back up, and you'll still be better served having the value that you worked so hard for in Bitcoin, because that'll shield you from the impending inflation. Okay, once the inflation rate goes up because of these additional tariffs, and we're not even talking about other stuff. Once the inflation rate goes up because of these additional tariffs, Powell is going to be forced to stop the cutting he's been doing this past year, and maybe even start to increase the interest rate again to quote unquote slow down inflation, right? It's like, yeah, it's going to be ridiculous. Okay, we'll be lucky if you don't end up in hyperinflation, where the value of your money goes down so fast that you can't spend it fast enough. And when that time comes, then you're going to realize the true power of saving in Bitcoin. Saving Bitcoin shields yourself from inflation, because saving in Bitcoin is like traveling back in time and giving yourself a perpetually increasing retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked for, as long as you hold a Bitcoin that represents those hours. Also, if you have any expensive purchases to make, like you need to get a new refrigerator, a washer machine, a dryer, a chest freezer for your garage, a new car, a used car even, any major purchases that you need to make, you should make those purchases as soon as possible. It might even be too late, because the prices of those things that you're gonna buy, they're all gonna go up. Because even if most of the machinery that you're buying, most of the thing that you're buying is made in America, those machines include parts and that are not manufactured in the United States, so therefore the cost to produce them will go up. Okay, the cost to produce those products will go up, and we have the knowledge, and we have the the know-how to build factories to start making those things domestically here in the United States. But it'll take years to open up a factory and tool it up and train the employees and get everything producing so that you can have made in America, made in USA, everything, right? So what you have is it's just inflation is coming. A big wave of inflation is coming. Okay, so get yourself in Bitcoin, protect your wealth. It's gonna be a doozy. Okay, so I have my popcorn ready, and that's just a part of it. There's a bunch of other things happening that are gonna affect society or the American lifestyle more than people realize, based on the policies that the Trump administration is trying to put in, right? And it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. All right, so that is the Why We Stack. Let's get into the stack recap. Stack recap. Because we don't only talk about stacking Bitcoin and saving Bitcoin, we also do it Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. This is our stack for 2025. We are officially at a 3.54% gain. We've saved $400 into Bitcoin since the beginning of the year, and accumulated 0.00414626 Bitcoin. That Bitcoin is now currently worth $414.16. We've made an additional $14.60 worth of value just by buying Bitcoin and holding it. And as the price of Bitcoin, as the purchasing power of the dollar decreases over time, the value of our Bitcoin goes up because it takes more of those weaker dollars to buy the same amount of Bitcoin. Okay? All right, so yeah, the price of Bitcoin today is $99,817. Right now, it's doing a little bit of a dip. And today, the price of Bitcoin is above our average buy price of $96,000. So we're going to buy $20 worth of Bitcoin today on the Stack Bitcoin Show. What up? J-Dub in the house. Round of applause from my live studio audience for J-Dub. All right, so we have our full stack for the show so far. We are at 107% profits for the whole lifespan of the show. Our whole show bag, our stack Bitcoin show bag is up to 0.3276047 Bitcoin, and yeah, doing pretty good. We saved $11,229, and it's currently worth $23,246. There you go. Let's see. It's good, right? We're getting there. We'll go back here real quick to finish some more comments. You know, before we do the buy today, guys, I'm gonna read some more comments and give you guys my two sats. You know, I was thinking way in the future. I think Bitcoin will simply not be for sale because once the supply runs out, people will need to work for BTC, and our grandchildren will be shocked. Yeah, I mean, you might be able to buy a sat or a sat at a time, or maybe by then, like the I don't know. It's interesting. Well, that's crazy, right? Okay, and then looking through Pipeline Podcast comment. I'm looking at your channel, dude, and I'm genuinely curious why your channel has so few subscribers. You know what? I'm not sure, Pipeline. That's a good call. We've been here 300 and something episodes. We do this every weekday, and I don't know. I think it's because I don't share. I honestly think it's because I don't except for with the exception of today. I don't wade into politics at all on this show, and I try to keep it strictly about Bitcoin. I don't talk about trading Bitcoin. I don't talk about altcoins or poop coins or NFTs or ETFs or wizard stuff or BRC tokens or ERC tokens, any of that crap. I don't talk about any of that stuff, right? And people don't want to save long term. People don't want to save. People don't want to get rich slow. People want to get rich fast, right? People want to go in there and say, all right, I'm going to drop this much money and 100x or 10x it. If I'm not 10xing it, if I'm not 100xing it, I'm not interested, right? There's no long-term mindset these days, right? And that's what Bitcoin is, right? Bitcoin is it requires a little bit of understanding, and people don't want to take that time. All they want to know is what poop coin to put their money on, and when to sell it, or how much of a pump they're going to get, right? People just want number to go up, right? And so this show is just fundamentals, strictly fundamentals. Bitcoin, buy the Bitcoin, take custody of that Bitcoin, and repeat, and we track it, and we just keep doing it, right? I guess it's boring, I guess, right? But hey, I'm here in case somebody new figures it out, or they're trying to figure it out. I want to be the one of the few voices that's telling people that's showing people how to actually do it without getting caught up in all of the side hustles that are just there to take your money so that they can get their Bitcoin on, right? Everything else is a trap. It's just a setup. If you're not buying Bitcoin and holding Bitcoin in your own custody with your own wallet, with your own keys, then everything else is a trap, right? Everything else is a trap. It's a trap. It's just a way for other people to get more money so they can buy Bitcoin, okay? It's a way for other people to get your Bitcoin. Bitcoin Beacon in the house. Round of applause from the live studio audience for Bitcoin Beacon, also for McLovin. What up, dude? Good to see you in here. That is the stack recap. Let's jump into the last segment of the show. We know that the price of Bitcoin is above our average buy price for 2025. So today, we're going to stack an additional $20. There's only one thing left to do, boys and girls. It's time to stack some Bitcoin. All right. Production is on point today. All right. We have the app installed here on the phone. I'll open my phone up, unlock it, show you guys my password. Let's see. We're going to the Strike app. Bam. Strike app initiated. We hit buy Bitcoin. We key in $20. Boom. We say next. Cut the music. Drum roll, please. Confirm. Buy sequence initiated and confirmed. Buying $20 worth of Bitcoin here on the Stack Bitcoin show today. And just like that, we've accumulated an additional, what is it? An additional $19,864 Satoshis. Not even 20,000. Not even 20,000. Dari in the house. What up? Round of applause from the live studio audience for Dari. Okay, let's update the spreadsheet, guys. Spreadsheet time. Do me a favor, guys, as you're coming in, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully, you know how yesterday I was bragging that we were at 344 subscribers? Well, we lost 2 subscribers. What the heck? Okay. Well, we'll keep going because we got to get to one whole Bitcoin. All right, let's get this done here. 1, 16, 25, 100. Oh, $99,778 and 49 Bitcoin. We paid $20. And we got 0.0001964 Bitcoin. All right. There it is. The top is when nobody will accept dollars anymore and prefer Bitcoin. That's true. That's true. That's true, McLovin. That is the top. Let's go. Bitcoin Beacon stacking over here, stacking likes. Whoa, what happened here? We are halfway through the first month of the year. The stack is strong. $420 saved, but valued at $432. Still 434,490 Satoshis. Taking this number, bringing it over to the spreadsheet for the whole lifespan of the show. Mostly all in green. Jeez. There it is. All right, the final total for the end of this episode is 0.3278039 Bitcoin, and on our way to one whole Bitcoin for the show eventually. There it is. Just like that. We're stacking hard. Any questions, any comments, please do leave them in the chat. If you're watching the replay and you're new to Bitcoin and you have any questions for me, put them in the chat. Not in the chat, put them in the comments. I will read those comments and answer you. If it's a quick question, answer you right away. If it's not, if it's not a quick question, something that requires a more detailed explanation, we'll talk about that topic tomorrow or the next day or whenever the following day, whenever there's an episode. That way, I'm making material that's helpful to you, the beginner. And yeah. Okay. So if you have any questions about how and where to buy Bitcoin, how to take custody of that Bitcoin, how to hold that Bitcoin, how to back it up, how to secure it, how to set up a hardware wallet, how to set up a warm wallet, what the difference is between a hard wallet, a cold wallet, a multi-sig wallet. Leave your questions. Tell me what you want me to talk about. Okay. I'm going to really start going off of what I see people have questions about. And I might even go in through other channels and just kind of see what questions people are putting in their chats and just answering the questions here. And maybe making something more focused and practical for the beginner will help with the growth. When dollars are valued as fire starters material, we have entered the total Bitcoin adoption. That's true, dude. Can you imagine? What do you think about multi-sig? Seems hard to deal with. It is hard to deal with. We'll do multi-sig, or we'll do UTX. Next topic can be UTXO consolidation before it's too late. That's a good one. How about tomorrow we talk about UTXO consolidations, guys? Okay, tomorrow we'll talk about UTXO consolidations and what it means, how to do it, and why you need to do it. Okay, that's a good topic, Dari. That's always a classic one. Okay, so we'll hit on that tomorrow. We'll talk about UTXO consolidations tomorrow, and if you have any questions, bring them. I was actually a little bit confused about UTXO consolidation about 4 or 5 months ago, and we did this topic before, and I had to fix a little bit of knowledge gaps in my knowledge too. Raman, when are you going to start randomly interviewing people on the street, asking them about Bitcoin while riding your Grom? That'd be sweet. Have you seen those videos where people walk around and say like, "Oh, what would you rather have, $100 or one Bitcoin?" And people are like, $100. Right? Would you rather have one Bitcoin or $100 or $1,000? And people are like, $1,000. It's crazy. We should do that. That'd be funny. That'd be interesting and eye-opening for real. It would be. And like, well, as you guys know, I'm in SoCal. I'm in San Diego, so there's a lot of tourism here, and so there's a lot of places where I'd get a lot of interesting. There's places where I can go and just sit around or like walk around and ask people that question, and I get a mixed set of answers, I think, right? Especially when the cruise ships come in, when the cruise ships port, it'd be like a cruise ship full of people from all kinds of different parts of the world, right? And I could just sit around hang out in that area, and then ask my questions. What questions would you ask? The $100, would you rather have $100 or one Bitcoin? That's a good question. Would you rather have $100 or $1,000? That's a good question too. Or like, what is money, right? That's kind of hard. That's kind of a hard one. Or like, what causes inflation? That'd be a good one. What causes inflation? Yeah. Anyway, that'd be wild. It would be wild. Or maybe that's what it takes to grow the channel. I don't know. I think the fact that we like to help people that are new to the Bitcoin get started here on the channel, that's a good thing, right? The other thing is it serves as a way to like just catalog and document what it takes to get to a Bitcoin, right? Like, maybe we'll never get to the Bitcoin here on the show, but we're gonna keep trying, and maybe that's what the show is. And I know it's hard for people to kind of tune into that, I guess, but I don't know. I haven't figured it out, and maybe the fact that I talk about Bitcoin is what's keeping me like gated from growing. I don't know. Like, I don't like to. I don't know, guys. I don't like to. I don't like to I don't like to go on other people's shows for growth, you know? I feel like I don't know. I don't want to ride on someone's coattails and be like, okay, now I feel like obligated to like share their viewpoints. You know, I'm like, no, I want to have my own viewpoints and be completely independent. That even goes for like sponsors too. And I kid about sponsors and stuff, but we don't need sponsors. Like, just on here saving and stacking Bitcoin. Like, I don't need anybody to tell me what I can and can't say, or take I don't know however long out of the broadcast to pump somebody's product, you know. Except if it's my product that's helped me get to the one Bitcoin goal. Anyway, all right, boys, that's all I got for you guys today on the Stack Bitcoin show. You know, we do what we can. A one-man band over here, stacking, producing, laughing, crying, and stacking and not slacking. So we do here. We buy Bitcoin Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. Join us. Bring a friend. Share the channel if you enjoy the content. Hit the like button. Tap the screen for hearts if you enjoy the content. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of the Stack Bitcoin show. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. With the outro line like that, how come people don't subscribe? Come on. Later, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.